Part 15. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 141. Still want to run? Molubu and Yao Daji did not hesitate at all and pursued directly. Lu Jin had given an order not to let this guy UNCI go. And UNCI almost used all his strength to finally run to the city lord's mansion. After arriving at the city lord's mansion, UNCI changed from his previous weakness. With a sinister smile on his face, he looked at Molubuletin and Yao Daji who were chasing after him. You two actually dare to catch up. Originally, this thing was planned for Lu Jin. I didn't expect that you two would actually come to my door. Formation. Rise. For a time, the entire city lord's palace was enveloped by a huge wave of true energy. Covered by the true energy, both Yao Daji and Molubuletin felt as if a huge mountain was pressing down on their bodies. Even their chi movement began to become difficult. Then, UNCI suddenly fell to the ground, and a ray of true energy appeared in his body. But the real Zhou descended from the sky, raised his hand, and held the true energy. It's really a waste to use this formation to kill two of you at the first level. You don't have to struggle. This formation was set up by me personally. Beings below the saint level will be suppressed if they enter it. Now, with your situation, even a first-grade warrior can kill you completely. Zhou looked at the two people enveloped by the formation in front of him with a playful look, as if he was looking at two mice. At this moment, Yao Daji in the formation took out a token. Seeing Yao Daji's actions, Zhou raised his head with contempt in his eyes. What other trump cards are there? Yao Daji sneered. Use teleportation tokens. In Qianlong City, Lu Jin felt the teleportation array being activated. Someone used a teleport token. Lu Jin did not hesitate at all, and directly moved to the teleportation array. After Cao went to Qingzhou, Lu Jin immediately sent Yao Daji and Molubuletin to follow him. If you encounter UNCI, you will kill him by any means necessary. Even if UNC's strength is that of a semi-saint, Yao Daji and Molubuletin's strength is enough to kill him. But now, Yao Daji used the teleportation token, indicating that she was in danger. There is only one situation that can put the two of them in danger. Zhou takes action. Only a being in the saint realm would allow Yao Daji to use the teleportation token he gave her. When Lu Jin's vision recovered again, he was already standing in the city lord's palace. Sensing the existence of the formation, Lu Jin snorted coldly. In an instant, the violent Jinkai overturned the entire formation. Zhou, who was opposite him, looked surprised at the sudden appearance of Lu Jin. Lu Jin. It's you. Although this is the first time they met, they have been fighting each other for a long time. But Zhou had imagined countless times that after using the formation, he could suppress Lu Jin's cultivation. Then, relying on his saint-level cultivation, he could easily kill Lu Jin. The imagination is beautiful, but the reality is cruel. The formation set up by Zhou had no effect on Lu Jin. Because Lu Jin is now in the semi-immortal realm, this trap targeting the saint realm has no effect on him. And Zhou also noticed something was wrong. Wait a minute, you actually broke my formation. Aren't you a saint? Who told you that I am still a saint? The next second, Lu Jin released all his pressure. The half-immortal cultivator attacked Zhou directly. Not good. Zhou immediately wanted to run away. But how could Lu Jin let him go so easily? Longhan Holy Guard. The Longhan Holy Guard appeared quickly. The moment they appeared, the Longhan Holy Guard directly blocked the entire city lord's mansion. Zhou was directly trapped in the dragnet. Now, Zhou panicked. Etc. Before he finished speaking, Lu Jin directly activated the Xianyuan ancient sword and chopped off Zhou head with one strike. Zhou Si's eyes widened and he couldn't believe it. Lu Jin didn't even give him a chance to beg for mercy. Looking at the corpse on the ground, Lu Jin directly activated the Sky Thunder, and the thunder fell with one strike, leaving Zhou Si's body intact. Now even if Zhou Si had extraordinary abilities, he would not be able to be resurrected. But at this moment, Lu Jin discovered that a few things remained among the ashes. Interesting. Even a saint-level being cannot withstand his own thunder. Several things on Zhou Si's body were actually able to withstand his own thunder. It looks like it should be a treasure. Lu Jin picked up these items, first of all a jade box. I don't know what material the jade box was made of, and the thunder didn't even leave any trace on its surface. Opening the jade box, the sound of the system rang in Lu Jin's ears. Ding, congratulations on getting the 7-color holy level book Taking Alchemy Sutra. Ding, congratulations on getting the golden legendary book 9 Cauldron Alchemy Sutra. Oh! Colorful holy level books. Lu Jin immediately took out the Taking Alchemy Sutra. The moment his eyes fell on it, the attribute panel popped up. Name Taking Alchemy Sutra. Quality colorful holy products. Effect. The reading level reaches the first peep, the cultivation level is upgraded to the first level, and the alchemy skill is learned. The reading level reaches gradually better, the cultivation level is upgraded to semi-saint, and the alchemy technique is learned. The reading level reaches somewhat successful, the cultivation level is promoted to saint, and the elixir formula is learned. Good guy. Can you become a saint directly if you achieve a small achievement in reading level? Fortunately, it is a 7-color holy level book, the effect is so powerful. Immediately afterwards, Lu Jin looked at other items. The Taking Alchemy Sutra had already given him a big surprise. I believe other items will not let you down. Then, Lu Jin's eyes fell on one of the gourds. This gourd is not as strong as the jade box, and there are already a few cracks on it. And Lu Jin noticed an extremely strong medicinal fragrance coming out of the crack. Lu Jin opened the medicine gourd and found several pills inside, all of which were cultivation pills. Putting these pills away, Lu Jin planned to use them later. Now is not the time. At this time, Cao completely occupied Pingyuan City. Arriving at the city lord's mansion, Cao thought he was dazzled. When did Lu Jin arrive? When he came to his senses, Cao immediately knelt down and worshipped in front of Lu Jin. I have met His Majesty. Get up. Immediately afterwards, Cao saw Yao Daji and Mo Lu Buletin. After Lu Jin put away all the treasures, he disappeared directly. After Lu Jin left, Cao looked at Yao Daji and Mo Lu Buletin. You two, why is your majesty here? Yao Daji pointed at Zhou Si, who had turned into a pile of debris on the ground, and said. Unci under Yuan Shao is a clone of the saint. Your majesty is here today to kill the saint. Kill the saint? Only a short time had passed before Lu Jin actually beheaded a saint without saying a word. Cao couldn't imagine how powerful Lu Jin was now. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 142. After leaving the city, Lu Jin did not choose to return to Qianlong City. Because he still has one important thing to do. Dragon Spirit. Now that Yuan Shao is dead, Zhou Si has also been killed by himself. But he didn't find the dragon energy in Yuan Shao. This is strange. Generally, dragon energy will stay in the human body. Once the host dies, the dragon energy will overflow and find a new host. But Yuan Shao didn't have it. Lu Jin guessed that it was probably Zhou Si who sealed the dragon energy in advance. If Yuan Shao possesses dragon energy, it will be very difficult for Zhou Si to seduce Yuan Shao. Now that Yuan Shao was being manipulated by Zhou Si, he was probably so stupid because he lost the help of dragon energy. Then, Lu Jing closed his eyes and spread the qi throughout Qingzhou. As the owner of the most dragon energy, feeling the energy of an ownerless dragon is as simple as eating and drinking. Soon, Lu Jin opened his eyes. He felt that Yuan Shao's dragon energy was actually on the sea. What's the situation? The dragon's energy was on the sea. Lu Jin felt it again and found that the dragon's energy was still moving. Wrong. From Qingzhou to the sea to the east. Realizing the existence on the other side of the sea, Lu Jin felt a surge of energy and blood. The next second, Lu Jin disappeared. At this moment, a huge building ship was sailing on the sea. Several Sakura samurai-looking people on the building ship looked at the dragon spirit trapped in the crystal ball in front of them. Yo 11, I didn't expect that this time when we went out to sea to plunder the Divine Man, we could actually get the Divine Man's dragon energy. I heard that dragon energy gathers in various areas of Longxia. Dragon energy represents Longxia's national destiny. If we bring it back to Sakura, wouldn't it give us infinite blessings? Of course, we will become heroes in our hometown, and the daimyo will definitely reward us with a lot of wealth. However, that Taoist priest is really willing to sell his dragon energy for some materials. Those materials are also extremely precious to us, but if they can be exchanged for Shenhan Dragon Qi, it would be an extremely cost-effective deal. That's right. In order to be able to kill Lu Jin, Zhou Ci even did not hesitate to make a deal with the Sakura pirates. A large amount of materials used to lay the Saints formation were exchanged from the Sakura Japanese pirates. As a price, Zhou Ci will give the divine dragon energy to these cherry blossom pirates. For Zhou Ci, nothing is more important than killing Lu Jin. Moreover, Lu Jin had more than one dragon spirit. This is a good deal. It's a pity that despite all his calculations, he never expected that Lu Jin was already in the semi-immortal realm. And Lu Jin didn't expect that Zhou Ci would hand over the divine Han Dragon Qi to the Sakura Japanese pirates. Boom! Suddenly, the entire building began to shake. Lu Jin was wearing a 9-dragon helmet and holding the Xianyuan ancient sword. The ink unicorn underneath him exuded a terrifying aura. The Sakura warriors on the ship looked at Lu Jin in horror. What kind of existence is this? His aura is actually more terrifying than those famous names. When did the Divine Man give birth to such a monster? A mere Japanese pirate, how dare you try to steal our national destiny, Longxia? Cut! Lu Jin swung his sword directly, and the sword edge swept across the entire building and ship. In an instant, the building and ship were torn apart, and the rich blood dyed the entire sea area red. With a snap, Lu Jin crushed the crystal ball. Among them, the imprisoned Long Qi chose Lu Jin without hesitation. Lu Jin gained another dragon energy, but his expression did not soften at all. His eyes were looking into the distance, which was exactly the direction of Sakura country. If you kill these Japanese pirates yourself, the system will not prompt you. This shows that these Japanese pirates belong to the local forces of Sakura and are not the subordinates of the alien lords over there. As the cherry blossoms came into Lu Jin's field of vision, an idea gradually emerged in Lu Jin's mind. Now, although I have a lot of dragon energy, compared with Yao Tang, it is still not good enough. But if I swallow up the Sakura kingdom, can I have a chance with Yao Tang? Thinking of this, the corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly. It's time to get ready. Lu Jin turned and left. As for the famous names from various countries on Sakura's side, they still don't know, because of this plundering activity, they have been noticed by Lu Jin. Presumably, it won't be long before Qianlong City's troops will set foot on the land of Sakura. On the other side of the Jingzhou border, the troops led by Sun Jian marched all the way. Along the way, Sun Jian found that all the cities he encountered were empty. There were no defenders in the city. He didn't even need to attack the city, he could directly capture the entire city. Another empty city. According to the news from the people in the city, all the defenders in the city were evacuated 3 days ago. Before retreating, these defenders took away all the food in the granary. What should we do next? Sun Quan and Sun Ce both realized something. The defenders took away the food. What should the people in the city do? This question naturally fell on Sun Jian. Every time he captured a city, Sun Jian had to leave some of his soldiers behind and some of his food supplies. In this way, every city captured would be a weakening for their large army. I know what you're thinking. Sun Jian looked at the people behind him. Instead of being worried at all, there was a hint of smile on his face. Seeing the smile on Sun Jian's face, Sun Ce, Sun Quan, and Zhou Yu all looked confused. At this time, Sun Jian is still in the mood to laugh. Now, even if they transport food, grass, and troops from their base in Yangzhou, it will take at least a month. I don't know how many changes will happen in this month. His Majesty has already anticipated this problem and gave me something before this crusade. What? For a moment, everyone's curiosity was aroused. They were curious, what advice did Lu Jing give Sun Jian? Being able to make Sun Jian laugh under such circumstances. And Sun Jian came to the city and took out a small architectural model from his arms. The sharp-eyed Sun Ce saw this architectural model at a glance. Isn't this the teleportation platform in Qianlong City? That's right. Today's teleportation platform has been upgraded, and there are already several teleportation array spots. Lu Jin did not set up all the teleportation platforms, leaving a few just for now. I saw Sun Jian finding a suitable area, injecting real energy and throwing the small model on the ground. In an instant, the model directly turned into a complete teleportation array. When Sun Jian placed the Lord's heart on it, the teleportation array was directly activated. Next, they can directly use the teleportation array to mobilize supplies and troops. Sun Jian directly activated the magic circle and connected it to the magic circle in Qianlong City. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 143. In Qianlong City, soldiers one after another pushed vehicles filled with grain and grass. They uniformly transported all the food and grass to the teleportation array. The guards around the teleportation array saw the scene and couldn't help but talk curiously. Where are these supplies planned to be transported? I don't know, maybe it's Jingzhou, maybe it's Yangzhou. We usually stay here, but we don't see such a big battle. We just don't know that the prince is going to be in trouble. The strategic significance of the teleportation array is well known to everyone. If it weren't for the fact that the teleportation array consumes the Lord's heart every time it is activated, the teleportation array would have become a means of transportation for Lu Jin and others. Now, the teleportation array will only be activated to transport supplies and troops during war. But now, a large number of provisions and soldiers are standing on the teleportation array, always ready to go to the battlefield to fight. Calculating the time, the teleportation array in Jingzhou will almost be set up. Among the soldiers, a slightly younger man sat on a carriage. He carried a bow and arrow on his back and a big knife in his hand. He was so sharp that no one dared to approach him easily. And this person is Lu Jin's latest military commander, Shui Ganning. At this time, Shui Ganning was already impatient and wanted to rush to Jingzhou to make contributions. He never expected that he had just joined Qianlong City and the first task he received was to defeat Liu Bei. If he could personally kill Liu Bei, his achievements would be indescribable. Just as Shui Ganning was thinking this, the teleportation array lit up with a faint light. At this moment, everyone is ready. Set off. Along with a burst of bright light, the entire teleportation array was enveloped. When Shui Ganning reacted again, he had arrived in a strange city. In front of him, Sun Jian and his group looked at the teleportation array in front of them with surprised looks on their faces. So much supplies, and so many troops. With these supplies and troops, it is only a matter of time before we capture Jingzhou. At this moment, Shui Ganing came directly in front of Sun Jian and others. Shui Ganing clasped his hands and looked at Zhou Yu among Sun Jian and others. Then the corners of his mouth slightly raised, revealing a hint of a rebellious smile. My Majesty Ganning, under the orders of His Majesty, came to take up the post of Deputy General of the Qianlong Navy. Lieutenant General of the Qianlong Navy. Sun Ce's expression changed. You must know that the leader of the Qianlong Navy is now his good friend Zhou Yu. He was originally wondering why Lu Jin didn't arrange a naval deputy general for Zhou Yu. It turns out that the Navy Vice Admiral is waiting for them here. After looking Shui Ganing up and down, Zhou Yu couldn't help but smile bitterly. General, if I'm not mistaken, you should be in the first-level realm. That's right. You, a military general who is above the first-level realm, give me a first-level counselor as your deputy. Isn't it a bit unfair? My appointment was personally appointed by His Majesty Emperor Long Yuan. I am willing to serve as the Deputy General of the Qianlong Navy. Zhou Yu smiled bitterly and understood what Lu Jin meant. He did not continue to pursue the issue of who was the general and who was the lieutenant. Now the food, grass, and troops had been replenished. It's time to sound the clarion call for the final counterattack. Today, Liu Bei has lost most of Jingzhou's land. Unless he can retreat to Yizhou, Zhongling City will become their final decisive battle. Although Lu Zhang of Yizhou was seriously injured, his emaciated camel was bigger than his horse. Even if he can't defeat Liu Bei now, he can still cause Liu Bei heavy losses. After the defeat, fleeing to Yizhou was like a sheep entering a tiger's mouth. At this moment in Zhongling City, Liu Bei looked solemn. Most of Jingzhou has been occupied by Qianlong City. If Zhongling City is destroyed again, we will really have nowhere to go. Zhuge Kongming, is this your plan? Liu Bei looked at Zhuge Liang aside, with no respect in his eyes, only full of doubts. Seeing Liu Bei's suspicious look, Zhuge Liang felt depressed. A few days ago, Taoist Zhou suddenly fell to the ground and died. The death of Zhou Daoren made Liu Bei extremely frightened, and he died suddenly without any warning. The most important thing is that Zhou Daoren said that he had a way to help Liu Bei overcome the difficulties. Liu Bei naturally believed in Zhou Taoist, but he died suddenly before Zhou Taoist could make any plans. Now, Liu Bei had to pin his hopes on Zhuge Liang. However, due to the interference of Zhou Daoist, Zhuge Liang was no longer trusted by Liu Bei. So when Zhuge Liang proposed abandoning the city to consume the strength of Qianlong City, Liu Bei was even more dubious about his attitude. But now Liu Bei can only place his hope on Zhuge Liang. After all, he has no retreat now. At this moment, there was a sound from outside. Report. Qianlong City's army has arrived 10 miles outside the city. Coming. Liu Bei stood up immediately. But before Liu Bei could walk out of the city lord's palace, Guan Yu rushed out with his Qinglongyanyu sword. Brother, the third brother is like that now, it's all because of that guy Lu Jin. Today, the Qianlong City army is attacking. Please let me go out and lead my men to fight against it. I will definitely use the blade in my hand to chop off the enemy's head and avenge my third brother. Since returning from Qianlong City last time, Zhang Fei has suffered from heart disease. Now whenever he touches a blade weapon, he will recall that scene. This has caused Zhang Fei's current strength to begin to decline rapidly. Although Zhang Fei now has the realm of a first-grade military general, his strength is completely unable to display normally, and even a second-grade warrior can easily defeat him. Guan Yu naturally couldn't swallow the loss of a general who was also his sworn brother. Liu Bei took a deep breath and looked at his generals. Among them, Guan Yu is the most powerful. After thinking for a moment, Liu Bei said in a deep voice. There is still an ambush of 100,000 troops outside the city. If you lead 10,000 white soldiers to charge, I will let the 100,000 troops outside the city cover you. Clear. Guan Yu immediately rushed out of the city lord's mansion. But just when he rushed out of the city lord's mansion, he was shocked by the sight in front of him. In the sky, several red flame goshawks came to the sky above Zhongling city carrying their luggage. Seeing these red-flamed goshawks, Liu Bei's expression changed. He had long heard that Jianlong city had trained a group of flying monsters. When he saw it today, he did not expect that there were so many monsters. Let the archers attack. The archers on the city wall drew their bows and aimed at the red-flamed goshawk in the sky. But the red flame goshawk flies at such a height that even bows and arrows cannot reach it. When they arrived over Zhongling city, all the red flame goshawks began to hover over the city. More and more red flame goshawks began to gather, and the rich demonic aura enveloped the entire Zhongling city like dark clouds. Seeing this scene, Liu Bei suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. The moment Zhuliang saw the red flame goshawk, his hands began to tremble uncontrollably. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 144. What are they going to do? Looking at the red-flamed goshawk circling in the sky, everyone began to become nervous. Even Zhuliang couldn't figure out what Lu Jin was going to do at the moment. But he had a hunch that confronting Lu Jin this time might be the decision he regretted most in his life. In the face of absolute power, all strategies will be wiped out. At this moment, they saw someone on the back of the red flame goshawk. A Qianlong city soldier wearing special equipment glanced at Zhongling city below him. Everyone prepare. As soon as he finished speaking, everyone on the back of the red flame goshawk took out something very familiar. Star bomb. That's right. From the beginning, Lu Jin did not intend to give Liu Bei any chance to resist. Directly use star bombs for air strikes. This method can be regarded as unique even among the gods. Whoosh. Then the first star bomb fell. Then, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. A large number of star bombs fell like raindrops in Zhongling city. What's this? As soon as he finished speaking, one of the star bombs exploded. Boom. Immediately afterwards, other star bombs began to explode. Rumble. For a time, the entire Zhongling city was enveloped in flames. When the flames dissipated, the once prosperous Zhongling city was reduced to ruins. The city walls collapsed. Looking at Zhongling city in ruins, Sun Jian couldn't help but take a breath of air. He couldn't help but think as he watched the Xingxiu heavenly cavalry troops leaving the sky above Zhongling city. Fortunately, he took refuge with Lu Jin in advance. If it were him, if he encountered an aerial bombing force like the Xingxiu Tiankai, he would have only one outcome when facing this aerial force, and that would be to wait for death. Zhongling city was reduced to ruins, and Sun Jian directly led his troops to clean up the battlefield. Under the bombing of the Starry Sky Bomb, although Zhongling city was destroyed. But when the star bomb first fell, some smart people seemed to have predicted the outcome and had already hid in a series of underground facilities such as cellars or tunnels. Now, what Sun Jian has to do is to kill all the survivors. Leave no one behind. Soon, Sun Jian found Liu Bei and others. As expected, they were not dead, and were all hidden in the tunnels of the city lord's mansion. Discovered by Sun Jian's soldiers, Guan Yu rushed out directly, holding the Qinglongyanyu sword. Brother, strategist, you go first, I'll take the lead. Queen of Duan? Are you worthy of a first-grade warrior? As soon as he finished speaking, Shui Ganning held a long knife and landed in front of Guan Yu. Without any nonsense, Shui Ganning slashed at Guan Yu with his sword. Guan Yu shouted angrily, and the Yanyu knife in his hand collided with Shui Ganning. At this moment, Guan Yu recalled the day when he and Liu Bei became sworn brothers. Third brother. Brother. In an instant, a terrifying force burst out from Guan Yu. Shui Ganning looked at Guan Yu in front of him and couldn't help but widen his eyes. Did he break through? Unexpectedly, Guan Yu actually succeeded in breaking through to the first level at a critical moment. Today, I will stay here. Who dares to stop me? Suddenly, a cold light appeared. Guan Yu had just made a breakthrough and thought that he had the ability to change the situation as soon as he stepped into the first level. But alas, it was too late. Lu Jin has successfully collected the dragon energy from Yuan Shao, and now he comes to Liu Bei, ready to collect the last ray of dragon energy. Guan Yu knelt on the ground and looked at Lu Jin with shock in his eyes. You, how could you? After saying that, Guan Yu fell to the ground, his blood finally turning into nothingness. Lu Jin looked at Liu Bei and Zhuliang in front of him. It's time to end it? Cut. The last 3 people were killed, and Lu Jin seemed to have killed several inconspicuous people. Now he has reached the semi-immortal realm. Liu Bei and Zhuliang, who have not even reached the first level realm, are no longer his opponents. A wisp of dragon energy came out of Liu Bei's body and went straight into Lu Jin's body. At this time, Lu Jin looked at Sun Jian. We will capture Yizhu and Jiaozhou within 7 days. Subordinates take orders. Even Sun Jian did not expect that Guan Yu would break through and reach the first level before his death. Immediately afterwards, Lu Jin suddenly appeared and killed Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and his party. It all happened so fast that he didn't even have time to react. Since then, Yuan Shao and Liu Bei have been defeated one after another, and Lu Jin has obtained all the dragon energy of the Divine Han. Ding, congratulations on successfully collecting all the dragon energy in the Shenhan area. Here is your reward, a colorful saint-level talent treasure chest. Oh! Lu Jin was a little surprised. If you collect all the dragon energy, you can get a colorful holy treasure box. But then, Lu Jin felt relieved. After all, even in the previous life, no one had ever been able to collect all the dragon energy. If you want to collect all the dragon energy, you must crush all the princes in all aspects. As long as you and the princes are evenly matched, the dragon energy will not surrender. And Lu Jin is too strong, so strong that he can clearly see the dragon energy. No matter who it finds as its host, it will be killed by Lu Jin in the end. Because of this, Long Qi chose Lu Jin. Lu Jin looked at the colorful saint-level treasure box in his backpack and couldn't help but think about it. He obtained all the dragon energy of the Divine Man and obtained a colorful holy treasure chest. Then what rewards will you get if you unify the entire Divine Han? Thinking about it, Lu Jin also came to a deserted place. He wanted to see what this colorful holy treasure chest could bring out. Ding, do you want to spend 200,000 gold coins to upgrade the colorful saint-level talent treasure chest to the colorful saint-level saint treasure chest? Oh! Saint's treasure chest? Upgrade. Ding, congratulations on successfully obtaining the colorful saint-level saint treasure chest. Open the treasure chest. Without any ambiguity, Lu Jin opened the treasure box directly. He wanted to see what reward this treasure box could give him. The treasure chest was opened, and a series of system prompts sounded in Lu Jin's ears. Ding, congratulations on getting the colorful saint-level talent recruitment order. Ding, congratulations on obtaining the colorful holy level building time and space palace. Ding, congratulations on getting the colorful saint level gift pack optional resource gift pack. A colorful saint level talent recruitment order. Lu Jin touched his chin and decisively used this talent recruitment order. My own Qianlong city now has a Shang Saint and a Spear Saint. So, what kind of saint level talent will you give me next? Ding. The system voice sounded. But after hearing the system prompt, Lu Jin's smile froze on his face. Ding, congratulations on your successful acquisition of the talent Evil Liu Bei. The talent will quickly rush to the territory to serve the Lord. What's the situation? System, what are you doing? You just killed Liu Bei, and then you turned around and pulled out an evil Liu Bei for yourself. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 145. Evil Liu Bei, another brand new prefix. Since they had all been summoned, Lu Jin didn't pay too much attention. When the time comes, I will want to see for myself what is the difference between this evil Liu Bei and the ordinary Liu Bei. Finally, Lu Jin set his sights on the second reward from the treasure box. The Temple of Time and Space. Colorful saint-level building. Lu Jin directly explored the properties of the space-time palace to see what properties this space-time palace had. As a result, when Lu Jin saw the properties of this time and space palace, his eyes lit up. Name: Temple of Time and Space. Quality: colorful holy products. Effect: 1 time and space displacement. 10 times after practicing in the time and space palace for 10 days, only 1 day of outside time will pass. Effect: 2 time and space displacement. 100 times if you practice in the time and space palace for 100 days, only 1 day of outside time will pass. It costs 1 million gold coins to unlock. Effect: 3 time and space replacement. 1000 times after practicing in the time and space palace for 1000 days, only 1 day of outside time will pass. It costs 10 million gold coins to unlock. Cultivation of artifacts. Lu Jin could only use these 4 words to describe the time and space palace. What does Lu Jin need most now? Time. The demon Tang is eyeing the tiger, and the cherry blossoms and the Japanese pirates are coveting the land of Longxia. Today's Lu Jinlun's strength is definitely among the top 10 among all the forces in the world. But only the top 10. Among all the regions in Longxia, the strength of Yinshang and Xianqin ranked first and second in the world respectively in the memory of the previous life. Next is Yaotang. Yaotang possesses 2 regional dragon auras, not to mention his strength. Then there are the 2 regions of ancient Egypt and ancient Greece, which are not low in the entire world power ranking. Therefore, Lu Jin needs to be stronger now. Only those who are strong enough to crush all the top 10 existences can truly gain a foothold in this world. Continuing to check the properties of the space-time palace, Lu Jin found that upgrading the space-time palace was easier than he thought. No materials are needed, you only need to consume gold coins to upgrade the time and space temple. Gold coins were the most indispensable thing for Lu Jin. After his own squandering, his gold coins not only did not decrease, but instead continued to increase. Barbarian Hu and Zhenhan own most of the land, and they can get a large amount of gold coins every time just from taxes. Therefore, Lu Jin's gold coins did not decrease after a period of squandering, but instead continued to increase. Lu Jin continued to read and directly saw the last item in the time and space palace. But when Lu Jin looked below, he found that his thinking was still too simple. Effect: time and space copy. Mohan practice in the special Mohan world. 1 year of training in the Mohan world is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world. 100 million gold coins are required to unlock. Effect: time and space copy. Yaoan practice in the special monster world. 1 year of cultivation in the monster world is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world. 100 million gold coins are required to unlock. Effect: time and space copy. Doomsday martial arts practice in the special Doomsday martial world. 1 year of training in the Doomsday martial world is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world. 100 million gold coins are required to unlock. After the flow rate of the space dungeon reaches the highest level, you can actually unlock additional worlds for practice by spending gold coins later. Interesting. Lu Jin couldn't help but feel that the function of this space-time palace was really powerful. He can actually unlock additional dungeon worlds for his subordinates to practice. With this time and space palace, I can improve the cultivation of Molu Buletin and the others. Now, although they are masters beyond the first level realm, but in the future, they will inevitably face more existences in the realm of saints, and even existences in the realm of immortals. There are still too few saints in his territory now. I must improve the cultivation level of Malabuletin and the others. Thinking of this, Lu Jin put away the system panel and chose to return to Qianlong City as soon as possible to release the Time and Space Palace. In Qianlong City, Spear Saint Tong Yuan was helping Lu Jin train his generals step by step. The two war-mad men, Magician Wei and Kuang Ma Chao, naturally approached Tong Yuan. But the results are self-evident. Although Magician Wei and Kuang Ma Chao are powerful in combat, they are invincible at the same level as the first-level super realm. But now, they are facing Tong Yuan, who has the realm of a saint. Together, the two of them were unable to cause any harm to Tong Yuan. Yao Daji has also returned to Qianlong City at this moment. She is sitting high up with a pair of slender thighs swinging in the air. Looking down, Tong Yuan was able to beat up Magic Wei and Kuang Ma Chao without even using weapons, which made Yao Daji's eyebrows frown even deeper. As a veteran of Qianlong City, Yao Daji can be said to have watched Qianlong City develop from a small village to the present. At first, it was easy for them to crush those enemies. But now that the saint was born, Yao Daji felt that their advantage was gone. If Lu Jin had not arrived, would they have been able to kill Zhou Ci in the saint realm? The answer is, no. Yao Daji sighed softly, and a touch of sadness emerged in her heart. At this moment, a large and generous hand was placed on Yao Daji's head. Feeling this familiar aura, Yao Daji raised her head and met Lu Jin's eyes. His Majesty. Scowling, what happened? Facing Lu Jin's inquiry, Yao Daji puffed up her face and said a little aggrievedly. I just feel that I am only in the first level realm. If I encounter enemies in the saint realm in the future, I will not be able to help your Majesty. So you're worried about this? If that's the case, wouldn't it be good if you work hard to rise to the realm of a saint? Ascend to the realm of saint? Yao Daji was a little depressed. Lu Jin might not know that after reaching the first level realm, every improvement can be called nirvana and rebirth. Stepping into the realm of saints not only requires extremely powerful talents, but also a lot of time. With Yao Daji's talent, it is not difficult to enter the realm of saint. But she needs time. It takes hundreds of years for an ordinary first-level person to step into the semi-saint realm. Yao Daji doesn't need it, 100 years is enough for her to step into the realm of a saint. It took Lu Jin less than a year to develop his territory from a village to a city. If 100 years have passed, will he still need him? At this time, Lu Jin glanced at Yao Daji and suddenly touched her head. Today, I'm not just here to watch you train. The most important thing is to come here to inform you of something. Notify. For a moment, the three people training also stopped. Lu Jin took out a token and looked at the crowd. I recently obtained a treasure. 1,000 days of training in the treasure is only equivalent to 1 day in the outside world. Do any of you want to try it? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 146. Only 1 day has passed during the 1,000 days of cultivation in the outside world. After hearing Lu Jin's words, even Tong Yuan's expression changed. In all his years of living, he has never heard of such a heaven-defying treasure. But these words came from Lu Jin's mouth. Lu Jin looked at Tong Yuan and others, and then said, "Follow me." With that said, Lu Jin brought them to the Temple of Time and Space. Yao Daji took a look at the location of the Time and Space Palace. Next to the Time and Space Palace was Jixia Academy. For a moment, Yao Daji understood what Lu Jin meant. You know, it takes a lot of time to understand all the books in Jixia Academy. If this Palace of Time and Space is really what Lu Jin said, 1,000 days in the outside world are only equivalent to 1 day in the past. Then, she can use the Time and Space Palace to quickly comprehend all the legendary books in Jixia Academy. Thinking of this, Yao Daji looked at Lu Jin. Lu Jin also saw what she was thinking, and a book appeared in his backhand. This book is a legendary book in Jixia Academy. Lu Jin handed the book to Yao Daji. In one day, I will close the Time and Space Palace, and you can come out at that time. I understand. Having said that, Yao Daji entered the Time and Space Palace with the legendary books. Lu Jin immediately turned on the time doubling speed and adjusted the time doubling speed to 1000 days. In this way, a day passed. When the next day came, other military commanders and counselors in the territory came to the Temple of Time and Space. Magician Wei and Kuang Macao couldn't help but talk for a while. This is already the second day. According to what your Majesty said, Yao Daji should have spent a full 1000 days in the Temple of Time and Space. Not only that, she entered it with a legendary book. In 1000 days, I wonder what she will become. If she follows the plan step by step, her current strength is estimated to have reached the peak of the first level. While everyone was discussing, a mind-blowing aura emerged from the Temple of Time and Space. The door of the Time and Space Palace opened. At this moment, all the generals saw a pair of eyes. A pair of pink peach blossom eyes appeared in their field of vision, and everyone felt that their hearts began to beat uncontrollably. The imaginative fragrance came, and Yao Daji took a step forward with bare feet. In an instant, the shadow of the nine-tailed fox appeared behind her. Tong Yuan's eyes widened and he couldn't believe it. Half-saint. She has entered the semi-saint realm. What? Yao Daji is now a semi-saint? All the generals and counselors were shocked. For them, only one day had passed. But for Yao Daji, she has been practicing in the Temple of Time and Space for 1000 days. During these 1000 days, she practiced all the time. Fortunately, her talent was strong enough, and with the blessing of legendary books, it was easy for her to break through and step into the semi-holy water. His Majesty. Yao Daji was so charming at this moment. She barely restrained her charming aura and threw herself directly into Lu Jin's arms. Although for Lu Jin, only one day has passed. But for Yao Daji, she spent nearly 3 years in the Temple of Time and Space. During these 3 years, Yao Daji could be said to have missed Lu Jin all the time, but in order to be able to help Lu Jin, she could only suppress these thoughts in her heart. Now that she met Lu Jin again, she couldn't help but act coquettishly in Lu Jin's arms. Lu Jin touched her head and comforted her while looking at the others. This is the role of the Time and Space Palace. From now on, you will practice in the Time and Space Palace and enter the realm of saints as soon as possible. Yes. All the generals became excited. They stepped into the Time and Space Palace one after another and began to practice. In the Time and Space Palace, they did not need to worry about time, they only needed to practice hard. Everyone knows very well that if you don't practice hard, you will be eliminated by Qianlong City. As a result, all the generals in Qianlong City began to practice. Several days have passed, and Yao Daji and others, who are the most talented, have now gradually entered the semi-saint realm. It only takes a few more days for them to step into the realm of saints. But after reaching the realm of saints, the role of the Time and Space Palace becomes negligible. The time it takes to cultivate to become a god, even with the blessing of the Time and Space Palace, is still an extremely long period of time for the ever-changing Qianlong City. At this time, Lu Jin received a message. Yuzhumu was killed. Ma Chao from Liangzhou was also killed. Oh! The original Yuzhumu Gong Sunzan had already been killed by himself. The current Yuzhumu is just a piece of straw, and he plans to hand it over to Cao to fix it later. But unexpectedly, he was suddenly killed. Not only that, but Ma Chao from Liangzhou was also killed. This guy Ma Chao is not a fool. If he can kill him before he knows the news, then this person must be above the first level realm, or exists beyond the first level realm. No, now that the saint is in power and there are traces of the saint, it is not necessarily impossible for the saint to take action. Even the black guards couldn't catch this person's movements, which shows that this person's cultivation level is definitely not low. While Lu Jin was still thinking about who killed the two people, the guard's voice came from outside the door. "Report to your majesty. A master of the saint realm was caught at the city gate." Caught another saint-level master? Interesting. I wonder who the saint is who came to Jianlong City to cause trouble this time. Sima Hui? Or Yuji? There are many saints in Jianlong City now. If just one person dares to make trouble, that is tantamount to seeking death. Take me to see who dares to cause trouble in our Jianlong City. The corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly, thinking in his mind, how to conquer this person. When I came to the city gate, I saw that the city gate was in a mess. Several guards were talking among themselves there. Another saint has come. Some time ago, a saint came to cause trouble. Today, a saint actually came. Saint, this is a saint. Before, I could only see the existence of saints in historical records. Now, we have several saints in Jianlong City. I heard that our majesty has several Longhan saint guards in his hands. Their cultivation in the saint realm can kill immortals. His. You are indeed our majesty. His methods are beyond the reach of any human being. At this moment, Lu Jin also approached the crowd. He had already felt the auras of several saints at this moment. One of the saint-level auras is Tong Yuan. Then there is Shen Wanzhen's semi-holy aura. There is also Yao Daji's saintly aura. Finally, there is the saint aura of the intruder, but his saint aura actually carries a disturbing aura. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 147. Brothers and sisters, I don't want to come to Jianlong City to cause trouble. I came here to seek refuge with His Majesty Long Yuan Emperor. These two heads are my gift to His Majesty Long Yuan Emperor. They are all a misunderstanding. Among the crowd, a man's voice came. At this time, Lu Jin also understood the cause of this incident. It turned out that a man came to the gate of Jianlong City carrying two bloody heads. Seeing the two bloody heads, several guards guarding the city immediately raised the alarm. Needless to say what happened next, the guard originally wanted to capture this man. Who knows, this man immediately burst out with a saint-level aura. I thought this was the end of the matter. As a result, Yao Daji and others had just stepped into the realm of saints and were worried about having no opponents, so they took action decisively. No matter how powerful a man is, he will naturally be suppressed when faced with the joint attack of several saints. At this time, Lu Jin came to the front of the crowd and saw this familiar face in front of him. Name Evil Liu Bei. Position General. Realm Saint. Talent Evil Heart. True Qi has a two-sided nature. For our own soldiers, True Qi can heal all body injuries. For the enemy, True Qi is a deadly poison. Loyalty 99. Lu Jin was a little surprised after seeing the last show of loyalty. Actually has 99 points of initial loyalty? Lu Jindu had originally planned to kill Liu Bei on the spot if his loyalty was too low. As a result, this 99-point loyalty was beyond Lu Jin's expectation. At this time, Xia Liu Bei saw this and directly placed two bloody heads in Lu Jin's field of vision. I, Liu Bei, have heard of His Majesty Long Yuan Emperor's great achievements. I admire you greatly and have come here to seek refuge with you. These are the heads of Yuzhu Mu and Liang Zhou Mu. I know that your Majesty intends to unify the divine men, so I hereby offer you a gift. After hearing these words, Lu Jin motioned for others to put down their guard. When the weapons around him dispersed, Xia Liu Bei couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. I had long heard that Emperor Long Yuan had hands and eyes that could reach the sky. I didn't expect that there were so many strong men in the Saint realm under his command. Fortunately, he killed 2 state pastors in advance as a stepping stone. Otherwise, I might not even be able to enter the city gate. Very good. Now that you have joined our Qianlong city, I will not treat you badly. You have made great contributions by killing the state pastor and pacifying Yuzhu and Liangzhou. I can reward you with a Wuhao Palace trial token. In addition, there is a 1,000 daytime and space palace token. With that said, 2 tokens fell into the hands of Xia Lubei. Xia Lubei looked at the token in his hand and couldn't help but look confused. Is this a reward? Gone. Just when Xia Lubei felt that the reward was a bit hasty, his eyes fell on the surrounding people. He suddenly discovered that the saint-level experts who had just besieged him were, without exception, looking at the token in his hand with extremely greedy eyes. Upon noticing this scene, Xia Lubei immediately reacted. Could it be that these 2 tokens are actually a good thing? Thinking of this, Xia Lubei put away the 2 tokens and planned to investigate them carefully next. After Lu Jin left, others also began to leave. Xia Lubei, who was walking on the street, couldn't help feeling depressed. I originally thought that he had the strength of a saint, plus the heads of 2 state pastors. No matter how you say it, you can get a good official position under Lu Jin. As a result, up to now, let alone whether he can lead an army in a war, even the reward is only 2 tokens. What are these 2 tokens used for? At this moment, a figure stopped in front of Xia Lubei. Xia Lubei glanced at the person in front of him. When he saw the other person's appearance clearly, his expression changed. Because the person standing in front of him was Cao, King of Wei. In the world of evil Lubei, Cao still had extremely powerful dominance. It's just that in the world of Shenhan, Cao has now defected to Lu Jin's command. My dear friend, I just heard a report from my subordinates. Did you get a trial token from Wuhao Palace? Wuhao Palace's trial token? Xia Lubei took out the trial token and looked at Cao. Is this what you are talking about? Seeing the trial token, Cao immediately said, yes, that's it. I don't know if my dear friend can give up my love. I am willing to use 100,000 gold coins in exchange for the trial token in my dear friend's hand. How many? 100,000 gold coins. Evil Lubei was also shocked. 100,000 gold coins. Even for a saint-level being like him, gold coins are still the most needed resource. Cultivation resources need to be purchased with gold coins, and cultivation caves also need to be purchased with gold coins. After all, they don't make something out of nothing. But now, Cao actually wants to use 100,000 gold coins to buy the trial token. Since Cao had joined Qianlong Town for a while, he naturally knew about the existence of Wuhao Palace. By passing the Wuhao Palace trial, you can get the bonus from Wuhao Palace. After the current series of military trials, Wuhao Palace's level has reached an extremely terrifying level. Because of this, trial tokens become more and more precious. Now, as long as you can join the Wuhao Palace, even if you are a first-level warrior, after adding the Wuhao Palace buff, you can fight against a superior first-class warrior. This is the powerful existence of Wuhao Palace. Before Xia Lubei could react, Kuang Ma Chao appeared next to Xia Lubei. Kuang Ma Chao hugged Xia Lubei, looking very friendly. Little brother, did His Majesty just reward you with a 1,000 daytime and space palace token? You make a price, I want this space-time palace token. Something's wrong. At this time, evil Lubei understood even if he was stupid. The 2 tokens Lu Jin gave him are probably treasures that are hard to find in 1,000 years. Thinking of this, Xia Lubei quickly said, sorry, you two, I have no intention of transferring the token. After hearing this, both Kuang Ma Chao and Cao were a little disappointed. Nowadays, unless you obtain military merit, it is very difficult to use those special buildings. Even a veteran like Kuang Ma Chao only got a few thousand days of training time. Next, if you want to practice, you must wait for Lu Jin's reward. It can be said that whoever can obtain additional time and space palace tokens will be able to quickly distance themselves from others in terms of strength. And this is Lu Jin's method. After ensuring that the generals are strong enough to deal with various situations, buildings such as Wuhao Palace, Jixia Academy, and Time and Space Palace must be restricted. With demand, there is motivation, so that Lu Jin can drive them better. Ding! Congratulations on successfully acquiring all the land of Shenhan. Shenhan is destroyed. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 148. The system's beep sounded in Lu Jin's ears. The corners of Lu Jin's mouth raised slightly. It was finally done. The last piece of the puzzle is finally complete. After Sun Jian captured Jiaozhou, the last land of Shenhan was also occupied by Long Han. And this is only 3 months that have passed. In 3 months, Long Han has annexed all Shenhan. Now Long Han sits on the land of Manhu and Shenhan, and its territory has reached a level that is difficult for ordinary dynasties to reach. System announcement: the Shenhan is destroyed, and all barbarian lords and Shenhan lords will become factionless. Please take the time to find new affiliated areas. The sudden appearance of the system notification made those lords confused. What's the situation? No faction status? When these lords opened their property panels, they found out. On its property panel, a buff state appeared. Factionless status, rootless duckweed, unable to participate in any war dungeon, unable to participate in any activities. Public sentiment continues to decline. After seeing the effect of buff, everyone's jaw dropped. Walk. This is too cruel. That's it? You can't participate in any war copies and system activities. There is actually a buff that keeps the popularity of the people in the territory declining. For a moment, the entire chat channel was wailing. Tuaba-san, what's going on? Aren't we already among the divine men? Zhang Shui, don't you understand yet? Shenhan has been annexed by Long Han, established by Lu Jin, just like us barbarians. Chen Hainiu, good guy, now we don't even have a prefix. Bei Mingxiu, maybe it's because Long Han is a dynasty established by Boss Lu Jin. If we want to join, we must seek permission from Boss Lu Jin. At this moment, Lu Jin also noticed these lords. Although Lu Jin was now strong enough to crush all the lords, Lu Jin did not choose to kill them all. Because the lords have systematic blessings, it is easier to encounter adventures and obtain treasures than the natives. The lords were left behind, and soldiers were sent to search from time to time. Maybe something good could be found from them. Facing these fat sheep-like existences, Lu Jin would naturally not let them go. Lu Jin, if anyone wants to join our Long Han dynasty, the conditions are very simple. They only need to submit an item to me. Lu Jin, the value of the items must not be less than 100 gold coins. I don't collect all garbage. Lu Jin, if the items you give are of extremely high value, you will gain the corresponding status. What? Still want to make an offering? Immediately, some lords who were once barbarians expressed dissatisfaction. Yu Wengxiao, haha, we are all lords, why should we pay tribute to you? Zhang Buwang, at worst, we go north to join the Demon Tang dynasty. Who wants to care about you, a dragon man? Lu Jin, please feel free to do so. Looking at the chat channel, many lords said that they wanted to go to Yaotang. Lu Jin didn't say anything, just waved his hand. A black guard appeared next to Lu Jin. Your Majesty, what are your orders? Patrols on the northern border have been stepped up in the past few days. Whenever anyone approaches the border, Kill without mercy. Lu Jin's eyes were filled with indifference. How could he let those lords go? If you don't obey, you will die. He would not let these lords who knew his Long Han information go to Yaotang. When the two countries are at war, the most important thing is intelligence. At this time, Lu Jin received a private message. Bei Mingxiu, Boss Lu Jin, this is a golden legendary item I obtained some time ago, maybe you will be interested in it. Golden legendary item. Not bad. This Bei Mingxiu is actually so smart. Lu Jin directly received Bei Mingxiu's props and items. It's a token. Name order of the Chamber of Commerce. Quality golden legendary level. Effect after use, a Chamber of Commerce can be built in the territory. The larger the chamber, the higher its level, and the more items it can purchase. Oh! Chamber of Commerce order. Lu Jin smiled slightly, this is good stuff. In the last life, there was a lord who became a lord with the help of the Chamber of Commerce order. Items purchased in the Chamber of Commerce come from various regional chambers of commerce. In other words, as long as the level of the Chamber of Commerce is high enough, you can purchase items from foreign countries even before starting a national war. Similarly, you can also sell goods in your territory to other chambers of commerce, thereby making a lot of profits and increasing the size of the Chamber of Commerce. Lu Jin, very good, I am very satisfied with the things according to the agreement. After you apply to join me, Long Han, I will give you the position of 9th rank guest minister. Bei Mingxiu, 9th rank guest minister? Just when Bei Mingxiu was curious about what Jupin Keking was, her application was approved by Lu Jin. Moreover, Lu Jin gave her the position of 9th rank guest minister. As the Emperor of Long Han, Lu Jin had the right to establish various positions and titles. Of course, these positions and titles also have a role in Long Han. Position Jupin Keking. Effect 1, you can enter and exit all cities in Long Han at will, and enjoy noble treatment. Effect 2, you can mobilize 1,000 soldiers below level 5 from any city to help them fight. Effect 3, you can enjoy a 10% discount on any item purchased in Long Han. Bei Mingxiu couldn't help but gasp after seeing the effects of these titles. This is so cool. The next second, a screenshot of this title appeared in the chat channel. Long Han Bei Mingxiu, you are still hesitating, I am now Long Han's 9th grade guest minister. Yu Fengxiu, my method, the effect of the title Jupin Keking is so cool. Chen Hainiu, I apologize for my previous hesitation, I will submit my confession now. Zhang Shui, is it so fragrant, I regret it, I want to join Long Han. Bei Mingxiu's screenshot is tantamount to dropping a blockbuster in a calm lake. Everyone did not hesitate to hand over the most valuable thing in their hands to Lu Jin. And Lu Jin harvested many treasures just by sitting still. As for the effect of Jupin Keking, for Lu Jin, it was not painful or itchy at all. The defenders in the city, as long as they were not first-class soldiers, were basically soldiers left over from various princes. To Lu Jin, they were like useless soldiers. It is tasteless to eat and a pity to throw away. It just so happened that by handing these soldiers over to various lords, they could help Lu Jin share some of the pressure. Then, Lu Jin set his sights on system rewards. The most important reward, I haven't received it yet. System, I want to receive the unified reward. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully completing the mission of unification, ending the troubled times, and blessing the common people. Hereby opens the system treasure house, and you can choose any 3 items. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the God-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 149. System Treasure Trove. Lu Jin's eyes lit up. He originally thought that this time the system would reward him with something like a treasure box. But I didn't expect that the system would be so generous and directly gave Lu Jin a chance to open the treasure house. This is a system treasure house, and the treasures inside are not comparable to ordinary treasure houses. Yes, let's open the system treasure trove. In an instant, a huge data panel appeared in front of Lu Jin. Thousands of items appeared in front of Lu Jin. Among these items, Lu Jin just glanced at them and saw countless surprising treasures. Name: Iron-blooded hunting order. Quality: colorful holy products. Effect: after use, it will summon an iron-blooded warrior with the strength of the immortal realm, who can kill any existence below the divine realm. Can kill beings below the divine human realm. In other words, even the demigod realm cannot resist the pursuit of the iron-blooded hunting order. Powerful. But it is of no use to Lu Jin. Among the dazzling array of items, Lu Jin's eyes locked on one of them first. Ding, do you want to redeem the colorful holy level building Heilong shipyard? Yes. Lu Jin chose to exchange without hesitation. Now, he owns a golden legendary ship Phantom. However, only one Mirage cannot vigorously develop the Qianlong Navy. And now, this Heilong shipyard comes at the right time. With this shipyard, you can build a series of powerful ships. Once you have ships, you can build a fleet. Once you have a fleet, you can form a navy. And when their Longhan Navy matures, it's time to start a national war and set foot on the cherry blossoms. In Lu Jin's eyes, Sakura's national fortune is the best nourishment for his dragon energy. After exchanging the money for Heilong shipyard, Lu Jin started searching for the second item again. Not long after, he selected his second item. Ding, do you want to choose the colorful saint-level blueprint Divine Cannon? Divine Artillery. Lu Jin is very familiar with this weapon. Golden legendary weapon. But because Lu Jin's current strength is gradually improving, a single Shinwei artillery can no longer meet Lu Jin's needs. However, Lu Jin discovered the blueprint. This means he can mass-produce the divine cannon. Lu Jin couldn't imagine if he would install thousands of divine cannons on the Mirage. It is estimated that without going ashore, the bombardment of the Kamui artillery is enough to make Sakura tremble. Exchange. Successfully redeemed 2 items. These 2 items, without exception, were Lu Jin's preparation for the next attack on Sakura. Now, he needs to consider the choice of the third item. After thinking for a while, Lu Jin saw something. The corners of his mouth raised slightly. The last item he chose was decided to be you. Ding, do you want to choose the colorful holy item any cornucopia? Choose. Ding, all 3 redemption opportunities have been used, and the items you selected have been added to your backpack. Sure enough, there were 3 more colorful saint-level items in his backpack. Needless to say, the first 2 items go without saying. Lu Jin handed over Heilong shipyard to Lu Ban for construction. After that, he gave the blueprint of the divine artillery to Oyuz Haizi and asked him to prepare and mass-produce these divine artillery. The last one is the arbitrary cornucopia, a colorful holy level prop of his choice. And this prop was known as the most useless prop among the 7 color holy items in the previous life. Because any cornucopia has only one function, and that is to convert the resources in your hands into other resources. In other words, if you put 100 units of stones in your hand into it, then after starting it, you can get 100 units of wood. Depending on the value of the material, the amount of material obtained varies. Just like ordinary stone and jade, if you put 100 units of stone into it, you can only get 10 units of jade. The Lord who obtained this arbitrary cornucopia in his previous life directly transferred it to others. The others, without exception, all cursed after receiving any cornucopia of money. Because for them, this function simply does not meet the specifications of the colorful saint-level props. But they are them, and for Lu Jin, it is the real cornucopia. Lu Jin has something they don't have, a lot of gold coins. Gold coins are also considered a type of resource, and they are the rarest and most advanced items. In other words, Lu Jin can purchase 1 unit of any resource with 1 gold coin. Even in times of war, 1 unit of food can be sold for 5 gold coins or even 10 gold coins. But for Lu Jin, as long as there is any cornucopia, the price he purchases resources will always be the same. This is the true use of any cornucopia. It's a pity that when other lords realized this, Hunyuan continent had already completely fallen into war. The cornucopia of randomness that everyone despises has long since disappeared. And now, the reborn Lu Jin has obtained this buried artifact in advance. It's time to let this buried artifact shine in my hands. Lu Jin took out any cornucopia, and with a wave of his hand, a large number of gold coins entered the cornucopia like flowing water. Immediately afterwards, Lu Jin activated the cornucopia. After activation, a large amount of food began to appear in the cornucopia. Food continued to emerge from the cornucopia, filling the entire space in a short time. Lu Jin immediately asked someone to come and collect the grain. Nowadays, the chaotic situation has just ended, and various places have not yet calmed down from the war. But if we have this food, I believe it won't be long before the entire Longhan can be completely stabilized. Along with a large amount of food, Lu Jin sent people to transport it to various places in Longhan. Sun Jian and others also followed the large army and returned to Qianlong city. It had been several months since they left, and when they returned to Qianlong city, they were even more dusty. Finally, we have eradicated all the heretical forces in all areas. Your Majesty will definitely reward us for this achievement after we return to Qianlong city. Sun Jian is now very high-spirited and has already thought about how to receive the reward next. But at this time, Sun Quan suddenly spoke. But, what should we do next? As the saying goes, after the troubled times are ended, will we still have a place to stay? The imperial family has been ruthless since ancient times, not to mention that the emperor they were loyal to was an extremely cruel emperor. It seems like yesterday that Lu Jin massacred millions of prince's troops. At this time, Shui Ganning suddenly laughed. The end of troubled times. Ha ha ha, you are too short-sighted. Do you really think that His Majesty's vision is only limited to the corner of the divine man? Lord, spend tens of billions of Krypton gold and sign into the god-level arms. Author, Bathing in the Breeze. Chapter 150. Shui Ganning laughed loudly and said that the worries of Sun Jian and others were simply unfounded. The Hunyuan continent is so vast that even the Divine Han only occupies a small part of it. What's more, there are many powerful enemies waiting around overseas. Your worries are simply unnecessary. If you have such thoughts, it is better to worry about whether you can fight for His Majesty for 100 years. Hearing these words, Sun Jian was also surprised. He knew that there were barbarians outside the holy men, and there were Japanese pirates overseas. But after listening to Shui Ganning's words, he couldn't help but be shocked. Is the world so vast? But if you look at it this way, Lu Jin's ambition is not ordinary. While talking like this, Sun Jian and his party also entered Qianlong city. As a result, as soon as he arrived at Qianlong city, Sun Jian saw Cao and others standing on the road they must pass, waiting for their return. Cao, etc. Something's wrong. Sun Jian suddenly noticed Cao's cultivation. Super first level realm. And all the generals under him have actually been promoted to the super first level realm. What's the situation? I have only been out fighting for a few months, but Cao and others have actually stepped into the first level realm. Could it be that they had some opportunities in the outside world? And just when Sun Jian had a question mark on his face, Shenzuch walked out. At this moment, Shenzuch's whole body exuded the aura of the saint realm. It was obvious that he had just broken through. Sun Jian was even more surprised when he noticed the aura of Shenzuch. Saint. What happened? He has only been out for a few months, but he feels that the cultivation level of everyone in Qianlong City has improved by more than 100 years. When Sun Jian was still confused, Shenzuch coughed lightly and said, King Wu accepts the order. The king of Wu and his party conquered the old land of Shenhan and made outstanding achievements. Hereby rewards, 100,000 gold coins, 10 trial tokens from Wuhao Palace and Hualin Pavilion, and 10 tokens from the 1,000 Daytime and Space Palace. There are 10 trial tokens each for Wuhao Palace and Hualin Pavilion? That's 20 trial tokens. When Cao heard about the reward Sun Jian had received, his eyes lit up. You should know that recently, his generals have successively consumed 5 trial tokens in order to attack the Wuhao Palace trial. But it is a pity that there are only 2 people who passed the Wuhao trial. Now, Sun Jian suddenly obtained so many trial tokens. Cao rubbed his hands excitedly, thinking about how to trick a few out of his hands. Even if you can't fool the trial token, you still have to fool a time and space palace token. When Sun Jian received the reward, he was still in a daze. For him, Wuhao Palace and Hualin Pavilion are no strangers, but what is this space-time palace? Although he didn't know clearly, looking at the eyes of the people around him, Sun Jian was sure that these things were definitely rare and good things. Otherwise, Cao wouldn't look at him with that look. Thinking of this, Sun Jian immediately put his reward in his arms. Later, after Gozuch handed the reward to Sun Jian, he also motioned to Sun Jian to go down and have a good rest. This time, because Lu Jin was practicing in the Temple of Time and Space, he did not come out to greet Sun Jian. At this moment, Lu Jin was sitting cross-legged in the Temple of Time and Space, with the Taking Alchemy Sutra suspended in front of him. Countless words penetrated into his head like mosquitoes. Lu Jin only felt that there were a lot of things in his mind. His original semi-immortal realm had faint traces of loosening due to the practice of the Taking Alchemy Sutra. Keep practicing. I don't know how many days have passed in the Temple of Time and Space. When Lu Jin opened his eyes again, a terrifying power surged into the sky within him. Immortal Realm. Lu Jin has finally broken through to the Immortal Realm. After walking out of the Time and Space Palace, Lu Jin realized that he had actually stayed in the Time and Space Palace for nearly half a year. In the past 6 months to the outside world, more than many years have passed in the Temple of Time and Space. But fortunately, Lu Jin's efforts were worth it, and he achieved the Immortal Realm. Now, in the entire Longhan territory, no matter how arrogant those saints are, they must obey. At this moment, Lu Jin heard the voices of the residents of Qianlong City. Aunt Wang, where are you planning to go? Of course I'm going to the Longhan Chamber of Commerce. What about you? Me too, let's go together. Longhan Chamber of Commerce? Lu Jin touched his chin. He had indeed ordered Shen Wanzan to create a Chamber of Commerce before going into seclusion. I wonder how this Chamber of Commerce is doing now? Thinking of this, Lu Jin also followed the footsteps of the people and came to the Longhan Chamber of Commerce founded by Shen Wanzan. The splendid Longhan Chamber of Commerce was established in the most prosperous area. With the Longhan Chamber of Commerce as the center, the entire area has become a commercial district. There are various small vendors in the outer area, where people can buy various items needed for their lives. As you continue to walk in, there are fewer and fewer people, and those who come here are all relatively wealthy people. Lu Jin walked directly to the door of Longhan Chamber of Commerce. 2 first-level guards were guarding the door. Their expressions changed when they saw Lu Jin. I have met His Majesty Long Yuan Emperor. The 2 first-grade guards knelt down. When they knelt down, people coming in and out around them reacted. His Majesty Emperor Long Yuan has come out of seclusion. Shen Wanzan, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, even ran out quickly. I have met your Majesty. Get up. Lu Jin didn't care about this. What he cared about was very simple, and that was whether Shen Wanzhen fulfilled his requirements. How is the Chamber of Commerce doing? Upon hearing this, Shen Wanzhen quickly reported the situation to Lu Jin. During Lu Jin's retreat, Shen Wanzhen devoted all his energy to the Longhan Chamber of Commerce. Longhan Chamber of Commerce officially opened a month ago. In just 1 month, Shen Wanzhen raised the level of the Chamber of Commerce to level 3. Name Longhan Chamber of Commerce. Level 3 Chamber of Commerce. Quality unique and special. Effect 1 Trading Network, Wuming. You can communicate with all chambers of commerce in Wuming and purchase items. Effect 2 Trading Network, Yaotang. You can communicate with all chambers of commerce in Yaotang and purchase items. Effect 3 Trading Network, Xuxia. You can communicate with all chambers of commerce in the Yinshang dynasty and purchase items. Required for next upgrade, turnover reaches 10 million gold coins. Good. Currently, the Chamber of Commerce trading network in 3 regions has been unlocked. Lu Jin directly opened the trading network and checked whether the chambers of commerce in the other 3 areas were selling any unique items. After all, before the establishment of zones, every country was an independent entity. Different cultures and different systems will inevitably produce something unique. Just like Wuming. The divine man pays attention to practice to improve his qi cultivation. But Wuming is different. Wuming respects martial arts and pays attention to physical sanctification.